Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Police have made multiple arrests in relation to a shooting that killed an 18-year-old and injured a teenager in Freeland. Yesterday, police arrested 19-year-old Emmanuel Franklin Feliz on charges of criminal homicide. Since then, police have arrested 4 more people in relation to the crime. Juan Solano Castillo, Lysander Jose Picardo, Wally Bonilla, and Wally Javier Barrera Torres have all been charged with criminal homicide. They are currently held without bail in Luzerne County, with Picardo awaiting extradition from New Jersey. Police say that the 2 people killed in the machete attack in Scranton have now been identified. 61-year-old Linda Fortuna and 56-year-old Terry Moeller died when police say 38-year-old Michael Woods attacked them with a machete, ultimately killing them, along with Moeller's service dog Nyla, who was 1.5 years old. Another victim, 66-year-old Marilyn Joan Waller, survived the attack, but remains in critical condition at Geisinger CMC. Police say that when Woods was arrested, his clothes and machete were stained in blood. He has been charged with 2 counts of criminal homicide, as well as aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and animal abuse. PennDOT has announced that they reduced the speed limit to 45 miles per hour on multiple interstates across northeastern Pennsylvania. The interstates experiencing the changes are Interstate 81 from the I-80/81 interchange in Luzerne County to the Pennsylvania/New York border, Interstate 380 in Lackawanna and Wayne counties, and Interstate 84 in Lackawanna, Wayne, and Pike counties. The reason for the speed reduction is to keep the interstates open during the wintry months and snowstorms, and to ensure drivers' safety on the roads. Drivers can stay up to date on current road conditions using 511 PA. A man has been arrested after it was discovered that he was in possession of hundreds of files of child pornography on his devices. 26-year-old John Caboli IV was arrested in Carbon County and faces several charges in possession of child sexual abuse material, or CSAM. Police executed a search warrant at Caboli's residence and found 2 cell phones totaling with over 290 files of CSAM. Caboli was previously registered onto the sex offender registry after being charged with possession and distribution of CSAM in 2018. He is currently held in Carbon County Prison with a $250,000 bail. According to the Luzerne County Election Director Emily Cook, photographs were unable to be retrieved from a $12,000 mail ballot drop box. This drop box was bought for major security purposes and designed to capture the faces of voters and both sides of their envelopes. The photo capture issue came up based on voters for the November 4th general election, so attempts at working to obtain the photos failed, and Cook is now waiting for a final decision from the box's distributor, Runbeck Election Services. Runbeck will ultimately decide on if the photos can be obtained or not, and so if not, Luzerne County Manager Imelda Crocomo will request a full refund. According to Cook, the county still provides video surveillance of the drop boxes, and the recordings were safely secured into the election board's review. The board members are requesting that future election footage is obtained via the overhead of the drop box, giving full facial view along with the envelopes they put into the machine. Coming up on WYLN News, a local high school basketball player hit a major milestone all players strive for. Plus, a Good Samaritan helped prevent a man from stealing a woman's car. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
Maya, and I am 8 years old, and tomorrow the weather will be cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, Go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
And you will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
You know, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to be doing a different show, talking about philosophy of how I want to help you to cope with your problems, to find happiness for the holidays. Tune in.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Attention, WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. On Tuesday in a home game against Scranton, a Hazleton area high school girls basketball player did what had to be done 11 times prior, scoring 1,000 career points. In a game where she needed 11 points to reach the 1,000-point mark, junior Caitlin Bindas scored a quick 10 points in the first quarter. Every time she took a shot on the next 6 attempts, the Hazleton area fans and her teammates rose to their feet, anticipating the shot to go in, but she could not get them to fall. Bindas once again got the ball in transition and went up for a layup. As she drove down the court, everybody once again rose to their feet. This time they got to celebrate as she banked it off of the glass to score. The clock stopped and the buzzer sounded with 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the second quarter to acknowledge and celebrate the milestone that most basketball players dream of reaching. After hitting the shot, there was a 10-minute delay in the game. She said that it was a relief to finally hit the milestone, and she did not expect the reaction that came afterwards. She admitted that her school day was filled with mostly thinking about what type of shot she would take to hit the 1,000-point total and not too much work. Bindas became the second Hazleton area girls player to reach the mark in the last calendar year, joining former teammate Sophia Schultz, who hit the mark in January. She also has 2 current teammates that are not too far behind her, Alexis Raymold and Sophia Benyo. The most impressive part of all this, though, Caitlin Bindas accomplished this feat her junior year despite seeing limited fourth-quarter play time in her career because most of the Hazleton area's games since the 2023 to 2024 season have been blowouts. A Good Samaritan stopped a man from taking a woman's vehicle at a gas station in Luzerne County. 32-year-old Kenneth William McDonald was loitering near a gas station where he spotted a woman leaving the driver's side door of her vehicle open. According to court records, McDonald attempted to jump into the driver's seat of her vehicle while it was parked at a gas pump island. He attempted pressing the start button, and while he had a chance, the woman screamed for help. Luckily, a man sitting in another vehicle parked next to another fuel pump assisted by preventing McDonald to press the start button. The men quickly held McDonald to the seat until police arrived. McDonald told police that he had a lot of methamphetamine, and he also stole a hat from the store before taking the vehicle. McDonald is arraigned on charges of robbery of a motor vehicle, theft, criminal mischief, retail theft, and public drunkenness. He is jailed at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility for lack of $20,000. Police are looking for this man shown on your screen. The man is wanted for making 6 different purchases using a gift card filled with the victim's stolen credit card information. A total of $470.30 was made to the purchases. Anyone with information is asked to call 570-308-4635, extension 440, or send a message to the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Facebook page. Police are also looking for this man shown on your screen. He is wanted for retail theft at Lowe's dating back on September 13th. The suspect used a counterfeit $100 to purchase various items, then attempted to return them. Anyone with information is asked to contact Patrolman Thompson at 570-208-4635 or email Thompson at township.wilkesbarre.pa.us or privately message the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Facebook page. Coming up on Freeland's News Choice, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer takes us down the path through history with Selinsgrove Part 2. And stay with us on Wyln. We'll be right back.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming, it's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get 2 free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
Wyln programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hi, my name is Maya, and I am 8 years old, and tomorrow the weather will be cloudy.
As the 1870s began, Selinsgrove found itself facing a recurring peril: widespread fires. The first major one broke out in 1872 and destroyed some 30 buildings. Property damage reached up to $300,000 from this blaze. Then, on October 30th, 1874, an even worse fire broke out. It began in a stable behind Schnurr's block in town and was pushed throughout Selinsgrove by a strong west wind. Nearly 60 buildings were destroyed this time. A third fire began in January 1875, but it was caught and extinguished in time. Simon J. Wenrick would be arrested for setting the fires, but he would be acquitted at trial. It remains unknown who is behind the fires to this day. Some speculate they may have been the work of former Civil War soldiers suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Others feel it might have been a local man who was angry at the town regarding his brother being arrested for murdering the town doctor. Railroads superseded the canals as the 19th century rolled onward. This was no different in Selinsgrove, where the tracks of the Sunbury and Lewistown Railroad first reached the community in 1873. Stretching between the two towns in its name, the line was a subsidiary of the Pennsylvania Railroad, which would fully merge the Sunbury and Lewistown into its network in 1902. The Sunbury and Lewistown proved to be a crucial shortcut for coal trains carrying anthracite west from the Wyoming Valley to Pittsburgh, and for goods being transported to New York and New Jersey via a junction with the Lehigh Valley Railroad in Mount Carmel, as the trains thus avoided heavy traffic around Harrisburg. Selinsgrove would also have a stop in the Northern Central Railway, which ran from Sunbury down to Baltimore. Of course, train accidents would happen every now and then along the line, some particularly terrible. On the evening of January 25, 1895, 17 members of the local Masonic Owl Club left a party in Middleburg at 2 a.m. in a 4-horse open sleigh. Among the passengers were former congressional candidate Albert W. Potter, Susquehanna University chemistry professor Robert N. Hartman, lumber magnate Edward Hummel and his wife, and Miss Bertie Hamilton, the daughter of the president of the Shamokin Mount Carmel Electric Railway trolley line. The party's sleigh crossed 9 railway crossings on the way back toward Selinsgrove without incident, but at the 10th crossing at the Sunbury and Lewistown's Railroad's Kramer Station, the sleigh's runners got stuck on the tracks. Driver Charles Romig dismounted to get the runners unstuck, unaware that the Sunbury and Lewistown's engine number 113 was curving around the bend towards the sleigh at that very moment. Although the engineer blew his whistle at the proper time before the crossing, no one on the sleigh heard it, as the sleigh's bells drowned the whistle out, and they only realized the danger they were in when they saw the train's headlight coming right at them on the tracks. By then it was too late, and the train slammed hard into the sleigh. The impact killed Charles Romig and his father Isaac, who owned the sleigh, and severely wounded several others. Albert Potter, who would sue the railroad afterwards and won over $13,000 in damages, would lose an arm, and fellow passenger Molly Burns would herself lose a leg. Other passengers suffered injuries of various severity, although they would all recover in the end. Although less fatal, an equally bad wreck occurred on March 25, 1900, when 2 trains collided in the Sunbury and Lewistown near Selinsgrove when one lost control coming down a hill. While the crews were able to jump off in time, each train was largely destroyed, and it took more than a day to clear the tracks again. Some area residents preferred traveling on the river over the rails. A prime driver of these means of transportation in the region was Ira T. Clement, who operated a steamboat line that ran between Sunbury and Shamokin Dam. By 1880, Clement decided to build a recreational park to entice more people to come sailing on his line. At the location what today is Ted's Landing, he would build the very first picnic and amusement park in the area, Clement's Park. For a nickel's admission, guests who arrive on Clement's steamboats could treat themselves to a run on a toboggan slide and dance in one of 3 dance halls, or a game on a baseball field. Clement's Park was a summer staple for Selinsgrovers through 1900, when it was shut down in the face of a competition from Island Park in Sunbury. Clement, though, would make the most of this and use the steamboats to ferry guests to Island Park for some years afterwards, until a 1904 flood destroyed a dam on the Susquehanna and made steamboat travel in the area impossible. The United States in 1893 was swept by a horrific economic panic. Millions of workers lost their jobs, and bank runs and widespread deflation seemed to be everywhere. Some people lamented in despair of the terrible turn of events. Others decided to try and do something about it. One of the latter was Jacob Coxey, who had been born in Selinsgrove in 1854. His father had worked in Danville's iron mills in his younger years, and Jacob himself would spend 8 years there with the elder Coxey. A trip to Massillon, Ohio in 1881 made him fall in love with that community, and he ended up staying there, opening a quarry for silica sand used in glass and iron. Coxey had earlier been a member of the Greenback Party, which advocated printing and distributing larger amounts of money not backed by gold or other precious metals, as it believed contracting the money supply too far triggered earlier economic crises. After the Greenback Party folded, many of its adherents joined the similar People's Party, including Coxey. When the Panic of 1893 struck, Coxey believed he had the answer to get the country out of it, set into motion widespread road projects across the country, paid for by $500 million in currency backed by government bonds, which he felt would get scores of unemployed Americans back to work. To get support for his plan, Coxey decided upon a then novel idea, one his family would openly call him crazy for. He would gather up an army of unemployed workers, and they would march toward Washington to present their case directly at Congress. The march would begin on March 25, 1894, when 100 men comprising what was officially called the Army of the Commonwealth in Christ, but which would be popularly called Coxey's Army, left Massillon. More and more men joined the march as it made its way east. Roughly 500 men were in its ranks when it did in fact reach the capital on April 30, 1894. The first protest march in Washington in the United States history. It would end anticlimactically, however, as Coxey and the group's leaders would be arrested by Capitol Police for trampling on the Capitol's grass. Ultimately, the march of Coxey's army would be unsuccessful, although many of its basic aims would be funneled into the Social Security Act in 1935. Coxey would lead a second march in 1914, and this time would be allowed to speak in front of the Capitol. In the meantime, he would enter conventional politics, running several times unsuccessfully for Congress, the Ohio governorship, and the presidency, although he would successfully be elected Massillon's mayor in 1931. Jacob Coxey died in 1951 at age 97, and today rests in Massillon City Cemetery. Back in Selinsgrove, one family would make a mark in the selling of food and other goods. Siegfried Wise had immigrated from Austria and started his own store in Selinsgrove. His sons Harry and Sigmund would take their father's concept and run with it, opening Wise Pure Foods in Sunbury in 1912. It was revolutionary for its time in accepting only cash rather than credit for payments. The brothers opened their second store in Harrisburg in 1915. From there, the chain expanded throughout Pennsylvania. Today, close to 200 Wise markets are open for customers throughout the state, as well as in 4 neighboring states.
Maya, and I am 8 years old, and tomorrow the weather will be cloudy.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
You're watching